May profits be upon you. We're going to look at US dollar yen. We're going to look at US dollar Japanese yen. All right, let's first take a look at the RT money meter and see where they rank. The US dollar is ranked number one. Last week it was at number one at 3.95, and this week it is ranked number one again at 3.79. This number indicates that that price is just moving sideways, folks. All right, but it's still the number one strongest of the 8 currencies. All right, now let's look at the yen, the Japanese yen. Yes, last week it was at minus 578, ranked last. This week it's ranked number 6, but it's only moved to minus 489, and that's it's moving up a little bit, marginally. All right, a marginal difference there, but put against the US dollar, this is sure to be a pretty good trade with decently high probability of success. Now, what I want you to see is this number. It's ranked number 6 only because there's some really weak ones under it, but it did get a higher number, so it's kind of ticking higher, right? But if you look at the futures, the Japanese yen futures, all right, the individual currency itself, you can see that price is very bearish. The Bank of Japan has a devaluation policy going on with the yen to keep it undervalued. All right, and it has broken structure to the downside. All right, that is a sure indication that this market is bearish and continues to be bearish. And I believe it'll be hitting this target at 0.0070000. All right, we are trading under the major breakout of 2002. That level over to the left, we're traded under it, got above it, used it as resistance, as support, and then came back through that support and have continued bearishly breaking market structure. So it's a very, very weak currency on its own. This is the advantage of looking at the individual currency future. All right. And you already know the dollar, the US dollar, the US dollar index is very strong, breaking structure to the upside, doing exactly the opposite. And I believe it'll be hitting that target at 111.000, that psychological level. All right. And the COT reports also mentions that 76% of large banks, the big banks, are majority long in the US dollar index, right? So let's go to the actual currency. Let's go to US dollar, Japanese yen. US dollar, Japanese yen. I did pass it. There it goes. All right. Let's go to the daily. And what can we see? We can see, obviously, higher highs and higher lows. Look at that. Prices just breaking structure to the upside. A very clear uptrend and a very clear it's very clear evidence that price is continuing to be bullish, and we have bullish momentum. Okay, now I have a couple of POIs picked out here. All right, you see that there was some sensitivity here. Why is this pink? This was a supply zone. Price came up, reacted to it, and then broke through. What do I do? You already know if you've been watching my videos. What do I do as soon as a zone is violated after showing a reaction to it? I'm down here. As soon as it breaks that high, I'm down here marking out the demand zone responsible for this break. So that if price, which comes back here 7 out of 10 times, usually comes back to visit this level of sensitivity, I'll put it up here, and we can take a high probability trade to the upside. So I got an alert sitting right here, but there's another little area here too that price could find itself coming back, because it may not make it all the way back here because there might be too much momentum to the upside. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. All right, the 4 hour Let's get a proper look of it. Boom and boom. All right. We see that 4-hour zone here, looking for that to come. But you see what this area looks like here? This area could hold price. Could. There's the chance that it may hold price. All right. And this is that zone down here. Matter of fact, this is this area. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it on the daily. This is the flip zone area, right? Down here where the alert is. All right. And this is that area I was concerned about. All right, because this in itself is a flip zone area. All right, you see it? Now on the 4-hour, the supply is here. You see price reacted to it. This is the extreme of the reaction, reacted a couple of times. This is the most recent and the extreme of that reaction. I'm put a zone here for the flip from supply to demand and up. We win, right? So I'm looking for price to come on back down here. Come on, man, stop doing that. I'm looking for price to come on back down here so we can take a high probability trade to the upside. All right. This is a legitimate flip. All right. There was a sweep of liquidity down here. So, I'm looking to see if price will, do its thing. All right. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. If it comes down here to test, this zone hasn't swept and it hasn't accomplished anything. So I'm looking for price to kind of maybe react and then come back down to this one so that it can continue higher. Okay. So that's my scenario. If price ends up blowing through this zone, I'm looking for it to come down to the zone down here. All right. That daily zone that I had marked out. This is a daily zone here. All right. And price gets through this one. I'm looking for a price to come to this one. All right. And we can get that high probability trade from there. I would like it. I would love it to come down here if it does, because we get a better price. All right. That's it. I hope you enjoyed my video. Do smash the like button if you did. All right. It helps the YouTube algorithm. All right. It helps my channel to grow. All right. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you leave a comment, man, because I want to hear from all my people. I always respond to all of the comments. If you have a question, ask it. All right. Or give me feedback on this setup. Do you think that the US dollar is just going to turn around out of the blue somewhere? You know what I mean? And start going bearish and just reverse. It's coming towards that time. I'm telling you that right now. I'm letting you know that I'm looking for that turnaround because we are in the 5th wave of a 5-wave, set. So, usually around the 5th wave, that's when you see reversals. Anyway, I'm not even going to go through all of that. Let's just see each other in the very next video. And thank you for watching.